So anyway, the 14th of July is Swami Sivananda Mahasamadhi. So we celebrate. So today for the Satsang, I will talk about Swami Sivananda. So you know what to celebrate and how Swami Sivananda will be helpful for you in your life. So Swami Sivananda, for those who don't know, is a great saint and yogi in India, and he's known all over the world because he's very open. He accepts disciples from different countries. He writes 200 and 300 of his books in English. So you have to understand, if somebody writes 200 books or 300 books, we don't know exactly why, because it's still being published in English for the whole world. I mean, his mind and his intellect and his consciousness is huge. He understands all aspects of life in the detail. So by reading his books and study his books and study from the disciples of Swami Sivananda, for us, we study from Swami Vishnudevananda, who found the International Sivananda Yoga Vedanta Centers, and we get access to this knowledge. It opened up our horizon. It opened up our understanding about who we are and what this universe is about. And when we have more knowledge, more correct knowledge of who I am, of where you, of what are you and what the universe is, then we don't make mistake, and when we can become strong, and we can become free. Because if you don't, then you believe your mind. So that's a problem. When you believe that your mind, whatever your mind says is true, and this is where the problem lies. So we have to educate our mind by satsanga, I mean by company of those who has completely different thinking. So tomorrow is Mahasamadhi, is a great, you can say the supreme or the great Samadhi. Samadhi is the highest level of meditation. And Swami Sivananda has attained the highest level of meditation, where he finds the oneness with everything. So therefore, we say Mahasamadhi, that means a samadhi that you do not have to return to the world of birth and death, to the world of suffering. So you can say that he's liberated. Don't have to return to make mistake and creating karma. And then you have to be reborn again in order to learn from your mistakes. So somebody like this, they have that supreme knowledge, and it's good for us to see who they are, know who they are, and follow them. So what is Samadhi? Samadhi is blissful union. So normally we're looking for happiness outside, but here a person that has learned how to look inside and has calmed their mind down. So their mind become very strong, calm, tranquil, transparent. And the mind is no longer an obstacle for you to see correctly. Your mind is like this glass. Okay? You see through. But if there is impurity on the glass, then you cannot see. So for a saint or a sage or a yogi, their mind is very clear. So Swami Sivananda is such a person. Whatever he say is very simple, but it touches the heart because it's relevant to you. Okay? So when you attain to the highest level of meditation, there's no more duality. There is no more imperfection in the way how you see. And you are realizing completely, entirely that you are the Atman. So Swami Sivananda realized that he is the immortal self, called the Atman. Through that meditation, samadhi, the individual soul or the finite self is absorbed in the infinite or absolute consciousness, and he realized the Atman and Brahman are one. He realized the oneness with all. So this is the goal of life, when we realize the oneness with all. So when you are in that state of samadhi, then the knowledge you get from it is divine knowledge, universal knowledge, super essential, intuitive knowledge. There is nothing that is a mystery for you. You have the spiritual consciousness. You transcend the act of meditation itself. You dissolve your personality in the truth. So samadhi is not a state of inertia or forgetfulness. Yeah? But it is a condition of perfect awareness. You know everything. You know everything. Yeah? There is an absence of thoughts, and yet you know everything. So you become absolute consciousness. The mind is completely dissolved. So the mind for yogis or meditator is considered to be an obstacle. But when the meditator is accomplished, then the mind becomes transparent. It's no longer, a purified mind is no longer an obstacle. So then at that time, you experience all light. You go beyond time and space. Then you experience eternity, omniscient, omnipresent. All duality vanish. No more separation, split subject, object. Which is when the individual consciousness is still there, then you always feel missing something. So that's why you are restless. But somebody that attains to a high level of meditation, samadhi, then they experience moksha. Moksha means complete liberation of the mind, liberation of suffering. So in order to get there, you have to follow step by step all the requirements to practice the meditation life. You need to purify your mind, purify your emotions, and know what you want. What you want is that oneness. What you want is that pure love. That you want is that supreme peace. So that's Swami Sivananda. And tomorrow we celebrate the Mahasamadhi of Swami Sivananda, July 14. So he chose the time that he leaves, or the day that he leaves this earth, few months before. So, yeah, many months before, he already go to the calendar and circle the date, 14 July. Yeah. So he already knew ahead of time. So in this book, Sivananda Upanishads, you have many photos of Swami Sivananda, and you have many writing of Swami Sivananda by his handwriting himself. Okay? And there's a end section, it's called Sivananda Modern Sage. But you have also the book called Sivananda Modern Sage. It's very big, the biographical book of Swami Sivananda. So then those who want to know more about the life of the master, you can get the book and you can study. Because when you study the life of the great saint or great yoga master, it enlightens you because it gives you some inspiration. So I want to share a few stories, but not really give the biography of Swami Sivananda, because you know he's born in South India. He became a doctor, and then he let go of his medical profession. He became a sadhu, a sage. He established himself in Himalaya, and he's passionate with distribution of knowledge. So now, when he come to Himalaya, he's doing intensive meditation. He's a sannyasin. I mean the one that wear orange. That is a monk. He's a renunciate. He was a medical doctor, but he renounced the profession of doctor because he realized that people are still suffering, even though they are cured from disease, but they're suffering from something else. So then he become a monk in order for him to find out the way to be free from suffering. So he became a teacher, a universal teacher. He found the Sivananda Ashram, and he wrote books. So he is very active. He teach, serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize. So if you want to learn what he's teaching, you need to serve, do selfless service, love everyone, give everyone, serve, love, give, purify your mind, meditate, and realize the oneself. And he teach also simple living, high thinking. That means live a life that is simple, so you save time for meditation and study, that you don't go yourself very busy, living a complicated life. living a materialistic life. So Swami Sivananda, he say, see, I show you the photo of Swami Sivananda. Very beautiful face, radiant face. This was when he was younger. So he practiced himself asana, pranayama, and meditation. And he published himself his books. He's very self-confident. He's intensively practiced meditation. He said, life is short, time is fleeting, arise, awake, and realize the self. He never really lived India, Himalaya, but he wrote all his books and he sent out and he corresponded with people. He's always giving. He gave books. He gives knowledge. See, this is an important picture. And you see Swami Sivananda giving books. He's freely distribute books and knowledge. He served through distributing, printing book. The pen is like his weapon. So he helped us to wake up. He wrote sometimes poetry, sometimes drama. He wrote letters, he wrote essays, stories. His language is very simple, very clear, very practical. And he started to train disciples. So he received the injunction from God to become a teacher. He said, I heard a voice from within. Sivananda, wake up. Somebody is asking what this book, you cannot find this book, okay? It's not on the market, you cannot buy. It's called Sivananda Upanishads. Handwriting of Swami Sivananda. So he heard the voice. Shiva, wake up. Fill the cup of your life with this nectar. Share it with all. I shall give you strength, energy, power, and wisdom. So he considered that to be an injunction from God for him to become a teacher. So he has many disciples. And one of his disciples, Swami Vishnudevanji, who found the organization, the Sivananda Yoga Vedanta Center, who is my teacher. Swami Sivananda say, get up at 3 a.m. I get up at 3 a.m. He didn't say you to get up, but he said he get up at 3 a.m. He do his work in the morning, and he wait for the bell to ring. So then he go and do satsang at 6 a.m. And he's very disciplined. The schedule that we follow at the ashram is come from Swami Sivananda. Swami Sivananda never said, I am your guru. Sometimes he say, you are my disciple. So he's not proud, you know. And sometimes he say, I have accepted you as my beloved disciple. I shall serve you and guide you. He inspired a lot of people by the force of his own personal example. He's always very cheerful, very happy, joyful. So he told people, I know no rest. I'm always alert and occupied. He said that there is no shortcut in yoga life or magical formula. You have to do hard work, hard practice. You have to take care of details. Whatever you do, you have to be very present. And you have to control your mind and emotions. Be nice to other people. Do not be angry or annoyed. So when he want to correct somebody, he would tell a joke. And he would encourage people. And he has many methods in order to train his disciples. And he has many, he initiated many sannyasin. I mean, his disciple become, monk. This is a photo of old time in Himalaya. They do asana, they don't dress. Swami Sivananda in middle, Swami Vishnudevanji next. So Swami Sivananda is very big personality. He has a big body. He has a loud voice. But he's very peaceful. It is said that his walking made no sound. I mean, he's so light. He's very calm in every of his actions. You see some photo, he's like a female, very graceful, relaxed. He never fake, put on air, I mean fake. He spoke to everyone, show respect to everyone. He greet everyone. always eager to please people or to make them at ease. So he learned many languages so that he can say to people the greeting in their own language. He walked around the ashram every day. He carried 3 bags. Some pamphlet and book, spiritual literature that he distributed. Another bag of prasad, fruits and sweets that he distributed. And then another bag, the medicine. And his book that he registered everyone's name, called www, who, where, and what. So he recommends that we pray every day. So you can learn some prayers. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam. This prayer you can repeat all the time. When you pray for health, happiness, and peace for other people, then you are becoming also the channel of divine grace. So Swami Sivananda sometimes is called Swami Givananda because he's always giving. He's very generous. He gives himself to others and give to others money, food, clothing, books, flowers. He always gave. So people call him Swami Givananda. Swami Sivananda believed in a life of hardship. I mean, he doesn't believe on an easy life. He believed that we need to work hard. But you need to be very self-reliant. I mean, you need to depend on yourself. You don't need to depend on other people. So he's a true renunciate. His teaching reached everyone. That's why he wrote his book in English. So he doesn't teach us to a small group of Indian. That's why his book is translated now to many. I'm happy that from Asia there, you know of Swami Sivananda. Swami Sivananda celebrate Christmas. It's not an Indian tradition, but every year he celebrates Christmas. For many of the Western disciples that he has, but also to share with the whole world that he's celebrating Christmas. So, in 1963, at Shivaratri, which is about February, March, he declared, all who want sannyas should take initiation on the next Shivaratri day. Who knows what may happen next Shivaratri? So he already knew that he will leave this body. So in the beginning, in this ashram, he always gave. But now, at the end of his life, he started to teach to economize. And then he started to do a lot of tape recording. He would dictate his books, much, much more. His last sentence is, happiness comes when the individual merges with God. That is his last sentence. And then the two words, July 12, the two words that he said, that he wrote down, is the word remember, forget. Remember what? Remember God. Remember your divine nature. Remember the truth of who you are inside. Forget. Forget what? Forget the false identity, the false idea. Forget everything else so that you can see the truth within. So on July 14, he developed a fever. He has difficulty swallowing. He asked for Ganga water to be brought. So the ashram is just on the bank of the Ganga, holy river. And then he drank. And then he departed from the body. For somebody like this, he depart from the body, but he doesn't go and sit on some heaven and then come back another time. It's not like that. He merges with everything. So his body was placed in lotus posture, and people start to worship him. And the message come from all over the world. Swami Sivananda is still alive, even though he left his body. But he's alive in his books. He's alive in his disciples. He's alive in the atmosphere of the ashram. The Swami Sivananda is a jewel among saints and yogis. He did not build a new church. No. But he helped everyone to become better. He helped a Christian to be a better Christian. He helped a Hindu to be a better Hindu. Help a Muslim to be a better Muslim. So all love him. Swami Sivananda did not travel global tour. But people come to him. He did not deliver long talk. But thousands and thousands of people, they hear a few words from his lips and they get transformed. So there was power in the Swami Sivananda, in the thoughts that he's conveying, in his words and his speech, and in his deeds, his action. It was the power of truth. It is the power of service and love. It is the power which lies hidden in you all. So it is said Swami Sivananda's life was a moving example of success through struggle. So he never take it easy. He has a strong, difficult life, but also a life of noble attainment through selfless effort. He makes the effort. So his life is very inspiring because he's realistic. It's not like you read life of some prince and princess, how they live an extravagant life. But Swami Sivananda's life is like life of you and me. But how he can choose selflessness in order to guide people. So Swami Sivananda gave you a message of service and love, of hope and courage and optimism. So that's the message of today. And Swami Vishnudevanji write a whole text about his life with Swami Sivananda. I never really met Swami Sivananda myself, but I met Swami Vishnudevanji, his disciple. But then you can see Swami Vishnudevanji very, very love his master. He tells story all the time. So that's why, without having met Swami Sivananda, I feel very close to Swami Sivananda, because also his books and his smiles. So may you become good disciples and practice, everything. Swami Sivananda says, 1 ounce of practice equals tons of theory. Yeah, he doesn't want you just to talk. He wants you to practice and to transform and to realize. Okay, anybody want to ask any question? So tomorrow the 14th, you can do puja if you can do. You can go to ashram, there is puja or centers. And or you can at least get some flower and you offer in front of the photo, Swami Sivananda. So you respect and you praise them, and then you'll be encouraged to follow your path as well. So may you become like him, a Jivan Mukti, that means a person that is liberated while living. They achieve their goal of life. Okay? Anybody question? Translation is okay? Okay. Oh. 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 So you can repeat the mantra for Swami Sivananda. You can sing this tomorrow also. Om Namo Bhagavate Sivanandaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Sadgurunataya. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Sivanandaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Sadgunataya. Om Namo Bhagavate Sivanandaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Sadgunataya. So now we do arati. You can stand up and do arati. Om